Yeah, I think you might have been trying to hold back from doing something. That's what I'm seeing, holding back. I'm getting this feeling that you really wanted to reach out to someone. I think you really, really wanted to talk to someone, but maybe you're waiting for them to talk to you or reach out to you. I don't think you were just waiting. I think you were kind of, I'm getting this tired feeling. I think you might have been really, really tired of always having to be the one to reach out to them, tired of always having to start up the conversation every time something happens between you. You're always the one to reach out. And I think this time you were just saying to yourself, I'm not going to do that. I think there was some kind of falling out around this, but it's a bit strange because I'm not seeing arguments or anything like that. Maybe there were, but I'm not seeing that. Obviously the last words that you said to each other weren't amazingly positive, but I don't think there are any great big arguments. I think you could have had a few kind of falling outs backwards and forwards with this person. Maybe you, if this is a relationship, maybe you broke up, got back together, that kind of thing. I think, excuse me, I think, you've always been the so-called bigger person, or you've tried to always be the bigger person. You've always been the one who's apologized, reached out, tried to rise above all of the kind of drama and everything. And you've come forward and said, let's try again, or let's talk, or whatever. It's always been you. And I'm seeing the bigger person because the woman and this lion on this card are bigger than the scene around them. They're a lot bigger. They're like huge. But there was some kind of struggle going on inside your head, I think. You did miss them. I think you really did. And this person's a bit annoying. They're a bit stubborn. I can see that. But, you still miss them. It's almost as if you were sitting on your hands so that you wouldn't contact them. And if they wanted to speak to you, it'd have to be their turn. That's what I'm seeing. And that was what was going through your mind. If they want to speak to me this time, it's their turn. They have to this time. I've been through so much with them. I've always been the person to reach out. This time it has to be them. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have for your past is the 10 of Wands. So yeah, obviously, excuse me, sorry about that. This was a struggle for you. This was a huge struggle for you because you did miss them. You wanted to talk to them, but you weren't giving up. You weren't giving in this time. It might sound a bit petty saying, oh, they have to talk first. No, it's not my turn. But it wasn't like your turn and my turn. This was about you feeling as if you'd always had to make yourself almost vulnerable and be the one who always had to kind of reach out to them. And you just weren't prepared to do that this time. And, you weren't only not trying to contact them, you were trying to not think about them as well. Because, of course, every time you thought about them, you wanted to contact them. So you're trying to put them totally out of your mind as well. I think maybe you might have been thinking something like, if they were thinking about me and if they wanted to contact me, they would, but they're not. So why should I be thinking about them? I shouldn't be thinking about them if they're not thinking about me. And of course that made sense logically, but no matter how hard you tried, it was impossible not to think about them. Even if your head was telling you you shouldn't be thinking about them. There's should and shouldn't, and there's is and isn't. So you were dealing with is and isn't, and that's how it was. They were just in your mind. You did miss them. No matter what your mind was telling you, that's how you were feeling. I don't think this was obsession. I don't think you were thinking about them 24 hours a day or stalking them or doing anything crazy. You were keeping yourself busy, but you were just determined not to be the one to make contact first. You wanted them to. And I think, you're probably hoping, please just contact me. What are you doing? Just talk to me. I'm happy to talk to you, but I am not going to be the first one. That kind of stuff going through your head. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have your past is the 3 of Cups. So yes, you were going out, you were seeing other people, you were trying to have as much fun as you could, trying to keep them off your mind. I don't think you were dating, but you were just making sure that you were kind of out spending time with people. And I'm also seeing that you could have been spending your time on some kind of work-related project, but I don't think this was to do with mainstream work. I think this was something like building up a business on the side, or a business. It might be you were building up your business, might not have been on the side, but it was something that you were building up for yourself, some sort of big project. And I think it had something to do with technology or something like that. It might have even been a channel on here, it might have been something like that. But even this might have been reminding you of them, even though you're working on this to kind of keep your mind off them, and also you just wanted to work on this. But even that, I think, was reminding you of them, because I think you used to talk to them about things or discuss this, whatever this was, with them. And I think they might have helped you with some technical things around this as well, or advised you or something. And I think you automatically used to go to them and say, oh, what do you think about this idea? And they tell you. And then, you're finding yourself saying, and you were like, oh, I can't talk to them, I can't ask them that. So that's that kind of thing. And this card, it's full of celebrations, it's full of abundance. There are pumpkins, fruit, grapes, everything on this card. And these women are dancing around, and this is probably why you started this business, because or this project, or whatever this was, because you wanted success, you wanted abundance, you wanted to be able to celebrate that abundance when you'd got to the stage that you were going to get to. But you wanted to celebrate this success with them when the time came. You wanted them to be in your life so that you can celebrate with them. And that was really hurting you, really, as well, because you knew that at the end of this, if they weren't going to talk to you, if this was just going to drift away and you'd never see them, that was something that was really hard for you to think about, because I think you wanted to have this eventual success and you could see yourself celebrating with them, and them being proud of you, and that was on your mind as well. That was really bothering you as well. And again, I know this sounds as if I'm saying you're obsessed with them and thinking about them all the time. I'm not saying that. But, when you're around someone so much, if you're around someone all the time and then suddenly they're not there, or you're not able to talk to them, your mind doesn't just switch off, doesn't just kind of forget about them. I wish it would. It would be fantastic if it would, but it doesn't do that. The mind doesn't work like that. It just takes time for you to eventually start moving your mind onto new things. But also, I think when something's open-ended like this, when there wasn't any proper closure, which is what I'm seeing here, that kind of prevents you from moving on as well. And deep down, really, don't be angry with me, you didn't want to, really. You didn't want to move on. You still miss them. That's what I'm seeing in that card, in this whole past. So the first card you have your present is the Ace of Swords. So, you still have, even though you are probably still thinking about this person, you still have the energy, you still have the enthusiasm around this business or this thing. Even though you're not able to share this with them, you're still able to move forward with this. Now, you do think, oh, I wish I could talk to them, I wish I could ask them this, but you're still able to move forward. You're still able to concentrate as much as you can on this. I'm also seeing, this might sound a bit strange, but I'm seeing some information or something. Excuse me, I just had a hiccup, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's some information that might be revealed to you. This is something that you're going to find out if you haven't already. You might have already found this out. This isn't about this person who you're trying to contact. I think this might be about someone around work. It might be around this business, or it might be around, if you have a usual job, a regular job, it might be about that. I hope this is making sense. I'll try and make as much sense as I can out of this. This card could be about clarity, and it can also be about choosing to use some information, something either for good or bad purposes. It's like, a double-edged sword. It can be used for good or bad. I'm not seeing you using this information against anyone. You're not that kind of person anyway, and I don't think you want to do that. I am getting a really uneasy feeling around this. It's like you're carrying this around with you, this information, and you're not sure kind of who to talk to or what to do about this. This card could also be about justice, so I think that you'll eventually find the right way to deal with this. I think it might be a matter of finding the right person to share this with, or to advise you around this maybe. It's some information you have about someone, and it's something they've done. And I know this sounds a bit confusing, I'm trying my best. But if this is, if this is resonating with you, if you're understanding what I'm talking about, you will eventually do the right thing. Well, you do the right thing anyway, but you will do the right thing. And I am seeing justice again. There won't be any negative fallout for you. You won't lose your job. You won't lose this or that. It won't be terrible. You won't have to go to court. It won't be anything really dramatic like that. So try not to stress about that. And I know it isn't easy when you're carrying around this stress. But you're going to get through this. You're going to be okay. That's all I can see in that. I know you're holding on to information if this is resonating with you. And you won't be holding on to this for long. You'll offload it to someone. It'll be dealt with. And it won't affect you personally. That's what I'm seeing. And you won't be blamed for anything either. So I know it's difficult holding on to this if this is what you're doing. But it'll be an okay ending. It won't be so bad. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I know that's confusing. I'm sorry. I know it's a bit vague, but hopefully the right person will hear that if they're going through this, and they'll know exactly what I'm saying. The next card you have, your present, is the King of Cups. Yeah, again, this is about that again. The King of Cups can be a little bit... he likes to hide things sometimes. He likes to not show people things sometimes. Sometimes he can be a little bit dodgy sometimes. His eyes kind of dart back and forward. You don't quite know what he's thinking and all of that. So I think this is about this person who's hiding whatever it is, and you've found out, or you're going to, if you haven't already, found out what this is. And it's going to be found out. Whatever this person's hiding is going to be found out. And I'm seeing this happening again. This is around something to do with work. But again, if you're going through this stressful situation, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay for you in the end. I keep on seeing that. The stress is going to be over for you, and you're going to come to a time of peace over this. I feel that I need to keep on saying this to whoever it is this is resonating with. It's going to be okay. You won't be in court, you won't be in the police, it won't be like that. It will be okay. So the last card you have, your present, is the King of Wands. Right, so yeah, I think this person who you're avoiding contacting might be feeling a bit alone at this time, a bit lonely actually. They're not showing anyone that that's how they're feeling, and they might be excuse me, they might not be they might be kind of pretending everything's fine. Oh, I'm happy, I'm fine, I'm busy, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, whatever. But this might not be what you want to hear, but this is a love connection I am seeing, and you're not speaking to them still at this time. Okay, I think this person might have had someone else, but this is just someone who they might have just had their eye on. Now, I'm not seeing that they're actually together with someone, or they have been actually physically together with someone. Now, that doesn't mean that they weren't, or they're not now, but that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is that they had their eye on someone, and they thought that they'd be able to choose between you and them. They thought there'd be a possibility with someone else. That's what I'm seeing. They kind of thought, oh, there's this other person on the scene. I can see them. Oh, they're very attractive. They're nice. They're this. Maybe I'll keep my options open now. It's that kind of thing. And I'm sorry about this. This is what I'm seeing. Now, I think they might have realized this person wasn't going to happen. This wasn't going to happen for them. I think they're either rejected by this person, or for some reason they realized this person wasn't going to be interested. I keep on seeing they thought they'd be able to decide between two people. And what happened was they ended up alone. That's what I'm seeing. They didn't have you. You weren't contacting them. And either was this other person. And, the King of Wands can be a bit of a player sometimes. He's fiery and he jumps up and he wants to kind of play around. He likes kind of, going in and out of relationships quickly and seeing who's on the scene. He doesn't mind dating or being with several people at once sometimes. That's what you see sometimes in the King of Wands. And if this is all resonating, I'm really glad that you haven't contacted this person, obviously. And I think you might already be suspecting something like this, because you also have the Ace of Swords, and this is giving you clarity. So you might know this kind of instinctively. You might not have any facts about this, but you might be thinking, I think something else might be going on here. So you might have that in your mind, and you might just be deciding what to do about this. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense to you. So the first card you have for your future is the Nine of Cups. So yes. So if you do know this, if you do know or you suspect that, they had someone else lined up as well as you or whatever, I don't think they know that you know, if that makes sense. The man on this card, obviously, he's a little bit overconfident. He looks a bit too sure of himself. And I think this person might think that, you always reach out to them. You'll always be the one to make the first move. I think they might be sitting back like this man with their arms crossed, thinking, oh, look at me, I can just sit back. And I know they're just going to contact me again. I don't have to worry about them. They'll come back eventually. They always have. They always will. That's the kind of thing I'm getting around this. They're definitely lonely, though. They're lonely. This man is alone. But they don't want anyone to know that's how they're feeling. They're hiding their feelings again, like this man's hiding something behind this curtain. So you're probably trying to forget about them, or you might be trying to decide what to do about this person. I think deep down you might not have fully decided or made up your mind about what to do. You might still be thinking about this at this time. What you are sure about, though, is this business or this work project or whatever this is. I'm seeing the Three of Cups. So this card can be about wishes being fulfilled as well. So being able to manifest things. So I think you will see this success with or without this person around you. You will have success in this. So try to channel your focus on to that. Keep going on that. This is where your future is. That's what I'm seeing. So keep going on whatever this business thing is. Whatever that is. The next card you have for your future is the Chariot. So yeah, focus and move toward that. This card's reminding you that as well. Stay focused, focus on this business, focus on this project, whatever this is. Keep on pushing forward. And you're in control of this. It might feel very lonely at this time for you. You might feel a little bit lost, actually, because again, you're used to asking this person for help, for advice or whatever, and you're in charge of this by yourself. You're totally on your own with this now. But this is a good thing. It's going to be hard, but this is really going to be good for your confidence. And I actually do think that, I think you will speak to this person again, actually, at some time. I'm actually seeing them eventually reaching out to you, but when they do, it's not going to be soon. It'll be after a while. And I think when they do reach out to you, you'll be so much more confident. You'll be so much more sure of yourself. And you'll be ready for anything they have to say, including their excuses. If they make their excuses, you'll have your guard up, but you'll be more confident. Like the man in this card, he has his guard up. He's shielded. He has a suit of armor. He has, the Chariot's kind of like a box around him. But I think they'll be very surprised by your strength and your confidence when they do finally reach out to you. You're not going to reach out to them, and I'm really proud of you, actually. You're not going to reach out to them. They're going to reach out to you, and they're going to look at you and say, no wonder they didn't reach out to me. Look at how strong they are. Look at how confident they are. They're like a different person. They really are, and I just don't know quite what to do. They're going to be a bit like that. And that's what I'm seeing happening. So, yeah, the last card you have for your future is the Seven of Cups. So, yeah, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of confusion in this card. A lot of confusing choices. Some of these things are hidden in these cups. Some aren't. Some are just fantasy things. So I think when this person eventually does contact you again, obviously you'll have choices to make. I think, at the time, yeah, again, you're going to be a lot stronger. But when they do start talking to you again, don't lose yourself in what they're saying. Don't forget the feeling of strength, because that strong person, that capable person, that confident person, that's who you are. That's who you truly are. Don't lose that again. And look at the difference between the man in the chariot and the man on this card. The chariot's 100% sure of where he's going. He knows what he's doing. He's determined. The man in this card is in the dark. He can't decide. He's in a fantasy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's all confused. You don't want to start to be like that. Now, of course, this is your choice to make. Obviously, this is a choice about whether you're going to get back together with this person or even be friends or even start anything at all with them again. And yeah, obviously, that's up to you. But at least take your time. And if you're unsure of anything they tell you, or if you ask a question and you get a vague answer like, who was that you were with? Oh, it was my sister. Oh, it was my brother. Oh, it was my friend. Oh, it was my cousin. What rubbish. You know what I think about this? They're going to have all sorts of confusing things. They're going to try and confuse you. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sorry, cross-watchers, this is what I'm seeing. If you do decide to even be friends with them, even start anything at all with them again, get straight answers to your questions. And if you don't get any of these straight answers, then you know what to do. That's what I'm seeing. And I think you know what I think that you should do anyway, but of course it's up to you. I don't want to tell you what to do. But keep your clarity. Keep your clarity, keep your strength, keep your purpose. Don't let this person sway you off that road. Even if you decide to talk to them, be with them, whatever, friends, anything, don't let them sway you off that path that you're on. That's what I'm seeing.